Welcome, everyone, to the Game Vault Podcast. I am your host, Tom Schuster. Joining me tonight are Jenny Aquino and Mark Myers.
Hello, everyone. I am ready for this podcast. I have an American Dew. We're going to be talking Microsoft. Ready to go.
Tonight, we'll be recapping Summer Game Fest, picking new Backlog Buster games, and we'll be reviewing our Retro Roulette game, Hot Shots Golf 2 for the Sony Playstation. But before we get to all of that, what have you guys been playing? Jen, you've been gone for like 6 years, so what have you been playing?
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Every day is a year at this point.
Yes, agreed. So if anyone has catched my my random streams whenever I have the time, you'll notice a reoccurring theme, and that's dinosaurs. So I've been really into dinosaur games, which I've always been into Ark, and I guess if people have known me long enough, that's not surprising. But I can't remember if I said this on the last podcast or not, if I'd started playing it already, but I started playing The Isle and Path of Titan first, which are two different dinosaur games where you play as a dinosaur and try to survive. It's basically PvP, so not exactly the most wholesome gaming experience necessarily, but it's really fun to be a dinosaur. So there's that. Path of Titans is more arcadey, and you have like quests, and you get to like grow your dinosaur by collecting flowers and mushrooms and like turtle shells on the beach, and it's very relaxing and calming, and you can get attacked by other players and all that, but it's way more chill. The Isle is just straight up like almost like a horror-esque type game if you want to think of it that way, because it's basically permadeath. So you grow your dino from a baby, and you have to hunt, and you have to stay healthy, and there are other players who are going to kill you on sight most of the time, and you could be either an herbivore, carnivore, or there's two omnivores. But
why would you ever be an herbivore in this game?
So that's what I thought when I first started playing, but they've made some of the herbivores really, really fun, but also really tanky. Like, you could play as I'm totally going to butcher this. Everyone calls it a Beppy, but it's a much longer dinosaur name than that. It's kind of like almost like a penguin looking dinosaur. And you get to swim super fast, and you can catch fish, and you can kind of befriend the people who are playing as the giant crocodiles, the Deinosuchus, which is what I like to play as. Mm-hmm. But each dinosaur definitely, for the most part, has a perk that makes it fun or good to play as, and then some of them are, weaker than others, but like the Triceratops or the Stegosaurus are actually really tanky and can probably hold their own against a T-Rex in certain situations. So it's interesting. There's strategy involved for sure.
It's good to see that they made the Stegosaurus be exactly what you would Stegosaurus be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the tank of the group.
Yep. Yeah. I haven't played it in a little bit now. I played as a trike, and I was able to hold off or fend off as a baby Triceratops. I was able to fend off two. I don't think they were adult raptors, but they were like adolescent, I think is what they call the middle stage when you're growing your dinosaur. But I was shocked. I thought like as a baby dinosaur, I would be like taken out, and I actually wounded them so badly that they like gave up and left me alone. So I was like, oh, I see. Okay. And I play on a couple private servers, so there's definitely a lot of rules with most of those servers, where the one that I'm in, like, I can't even remember all the rules off the top of my head, but like sometimes you can't just kill on sight. Like you have to almost have a necessary reason, like a survival reason in mind. So they try to be less toxic than like official servers would be. But yeah, it's really fun if you don't mind permadeath. It's a little heartbreaking when you grow your dinosaur and spend all this time, and then someone just like murks you. There's dinosaurs that climb the trees and you can't see them, and they just jump down and they kill you. They one-shot you. Or if you go in the water, most likely you'll get eaten by a crocodile, but you have to drink the water to survive. So it's fun. It's really fun. Yeah. So I've been playing those games. Like I said, between the two, the Isle is way more intense. And just I guess if I had to pick between the two, I sort of lean towards the Isle just because I've had more fun with it so far, but both are much more fun with friends as well, I will say. But besides that, I think I played a little bit of Dead by Daylight. they were having some kind of server issues when I played. It was 2v8 again, and I kept getting disconnected from the server. And then I got a matchmaking ban. So I was like, well, I'm not even going to attempt to keep logging in because I'm going to get perma-banned eventually if I keep getting disconnected. And their game cannot tell whether you're DCing because you're pissed or if their own servers are kicking you or whatever. So it was just,
great.
yeah, it's really bad. So I haven't played that in a while. I just read today in one of my Facebook groups about Dead by Daylight that other people are having the same issue. So I'm assuming it's not fixed, but it sucks because the 10th anniversary is coming up and they're releasing Jason as a new killer and they're easing some other stuff that are supposed to be coming out that people are speculating on. So I really hope my game works for me next time I want to play because
when is the with the 10th birthday thing? When is that?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I know they actually even showed a little clip of it for Summer Game Fest, their little like teaser about their 10th anniversary. I don't remember exactly when it is. I know Jason is currently in the PTB, which is the player test build. For anyone that plays on PC, you can actually download the PTB and play as Jason, which is cool. I think people are enjoying him so far. I haven't really seen or read up on him yet. I kind of wanted to be like not surprised because obviously I know how Jason is, but I've heard that his Moris are really brutal, which makes sense. If you've seen any of the movies.
It's Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because if our timelines meet up, maybe Karen makes an appearance.
I hope so. Karen needs to come back. I think it's always a fun time. Cool hair Kate and Karen, the dynamic duo.
Yeah. I wouldn't force you to play as Cool Hair Kate, but I only have one character in that game. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say you wouldn't be forcing me anyway. I actually think I started leveling up Meg. I mean, not Meg. What's her name? Nancy from Stranger Things. And then, but I do have Kate, obviously very leveled up. So always happy to play as my OG girl.
It was crazy when that popped up on SGF because I was like, holy shit. When we started it, it was the 4th birthday.
I know. I was thinking that too. It's wild that this game's been around for 10 years. And there are some really cool like reels or TikToks, if you search for them, that show you what old Dead by Daylight used to be like. Like, I can't even remember some of this stuff. And it goes back even obviously further than when we started playing. Yeah. But even when we were first playing, some things about the way the game worked are just like, ugh, like why did we like this?
The funny part is that's probably how I remember the game.
Yeah, probably.
I haven't played it as often as you have. Really.
They have done some interesting changes, so I mean, I can't even go through them all. That would be the whole podcast, basically. But yeah, it's interesting to see how far it's come overall in 10 years. I'm just wondering what they're gonna do for their 10th anniversary because every year they would do like the blood points with the redeemable cakes in game.
Yeah.
And last year they said that their 9th year cake was their last cake that they were going to be giving people in the blood web. So I don't know what the 10th year brings us, but we'll see. It's exciting. The cake is a lie. But yeah, aside from that, I played a little bit of Backroom Society, which I know I've talked about in the past. I went to see the movie. I love backroom stuff in general. So I got back into that because of the movie, made me miss it. Nothing new there really. I think they updated one of the levels, but we didn't explore it when I played. And then I've been playing a lot of Ark Survival Ascended, which is the newer one of the two. No complaints. We play with a lot of mods that just bring a lot of quality of life changes to the game, which is nice. I currently my favorite dinosaur is the Dreadmare, which is like a DLC that I bought because I'm obsessed with horses, and it's like a dragon demon horse. So I'm like, obviously I need this. And it's awesome. It's really cool. But I'm just building a base and exploring and doing my thing. So yeah, lots of dinosaur stuff, a little bit of horror, but hopefully trying to get back to a more consistent streaming schedule so that I can like get back into Phasmo because there's been a ton of updates there. And just, do some other horror gaming as well.
And only start getting worried about your choice in games if you start playing games with giant gorillas. Then it's just
then it might not even be me. It might just be my son. Who actually, it's funny you do mention that because in Ark, There's like a redwoods area and there's mountains behind it, and we were flying towards it. Well, I was flying towards it. He was on my lap. And he started saying he calls King Kong Pakong. So he's
Yeah.
pointing and he's going Pakong, Pakong. And I'm like, does he think in my head, like, does he think because it's the forest? Like, and in the movies, he lives in the
Yeah.
forest. And then I
Yeah.
realized carved into the mountain is a giant gorilla. And I'm like,
That's-
okay, yes, that's Pakong. There he is. Like, you're not wrong. So now every time I play the ARG, he's like, Pakong, Pakong. I'm like, all right, let's go see Pakong. It's really cute. But like when he saw it for the first time, it was like he saw his hero in real life. Like his eyes got huge. He started like laughing and he's like, oh, it was adorable. He's obsessed.
It's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, how about you?
Yeah, so I'll obviously be the longer of all of us. Yeah, so I'll start out with let's go with what I've been streaming. So I think since the last time we spoke, I'm just gonna say this because I think it's right around the same time. I finally finished up the Mega Man stuff. If that was on the last episode, I apologize. I'm just glad that I finally beat all the Mega Mans that have ever been released. We beat
Sure.
all 6 of them.
Tell yourself that, Mark.
There have been no other Mega Mans. But yeah, I'm happy that I did it. Those games are fun. But the reason I lead in with that is because we started our top 50 SNES games of all time. 50 through 1 I'm doing. We started with number 50, which is UN Squadron, which is a side-scrolling bullet hell, essentially, where you are in different types of fighter jets and sort of is shooting around destroying bases and enemies ranging from ships to stealth bombers, just normal stuff for that era. And I gotta say, if you like any of those type of games and you have not played UN Squadron, you got to play that game. It is so much fun. I'm getting a little less like frustrated just because I did put in the cheat for unlimited continues. Just because you didn't want to see me playing the same 3 levels for 6 months when trying to beat that game. But yeah, even when I'm like on easy and ultimate, and I'm still needing to like replay levels to learn them. Like you don't just. I miss difficulty like that in games. That even on easy, you still have to push through, a little bit to beat levels. You don't just cakewalk through them. I think the best thing I did was I unlocked a plane that both shoots straight ahead and down, so it allows me to take out groups of enemies pretty quickly. And I'm having a ton of fun with that game. We should be finishing it up pretty soon. So I'm getting excited for all the games. If this is 50, hopefully everything else after this only gets better. So yeah, I'm playing through that. We're almost done Trails. Second chapter. We're in the RPG thing of, I think this is the end. Oh wait, no, there's an entire other chapter, part of the game. So right now we're doing a dumb difficulty thing, where they took away my magic, and you can only have magic if you're wearing these special things. And then I have to go drop off the things to make the phones work again. That makes sense if you watch the or have been following the game. But I didn't realize that when you were going to the places to drop off the things to make the phones work, it was taking the thing out of your inventory. So you were losing a character having magic each like location you stopped at.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. So I think I have to make a decision before this last one, whether I want to have Earth Wall or if I want to have healing or good healing. I mean, Estelle has healing, but she doesn't.
I would take Earthwall all day.
But yeah, I have to decide which one between Shira and Estelle to have magic for the last stretch here. But I had to do a whole boss fight with like 2 people with magic and basically one guy being useless because I didn't realize that they took away the thing to give him magic. But yeah, that game is great. We've said on the podcast, I think Tom had, not on the podcast, on the stream, Tom had asked me which one I like better. Second chapter, bar none. The characters are better. The gameplay's, the battle system's better. I like the update to the craft system. I think the story is better. I think first chapter is a little too slow, even for an RPG. Not that this is like speedy, but there's enough pace to it to not drag. So I'm excited for the remake that's coming, or the remaster, or whatever they're doing, the 3D version. For second chapter, I will definitely pick that up and play that. But after we get done this, we'll move on to Neo Fantasian, which I know I've been teasing for like 4 months because I kept thinking we were at the end. But we should be done by the end of this month. I'm thinking 2 to 3 more streams. I got one more dungeon thing to drop off, one more dungeon fight, kind of, and then probably the end dungeon. And so we should be through that. All my characters are basically level 80. That might sound like I've been playing it a while, but they start you off at the level you finished the last game. It basically is a continuation. So I started off at like level 3 something. And yeah. If you really like turn-based RPGs and you have never played the Trails series, play them. I realized, because I was sent a timeline, that I have about 7 more games to go to get through all of the Tales games.
There's a lot more than that. There's
I just remembered there's 4
Cold
Cold Steels and there's 3 of the other ones. So yeah, that's 7 right there.
Did they not just announce another one?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be behind, but but I have to play them in order because they do go in year order. So since I started with 1, I might as well see the whole thing through.
That's right.
So been playing that. Tomodachi Life, I love it. We made an island called TC Tam Island. It's me, Ant, and Dan, surrounded by all the characters from the movies that we've been in. Unfortunately, Jen, he is a single man on that island.
That's fine. I heard he has a thing for Gerard Butler.
Him and Gerard Butler live together. Dan wears a dino suit and Gerard Butler wears a koala suit.
I see.
And they live together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I made sure that we were the only heterosexuals on the island, just so we didn't try to date each other, which would be way awkward. Everyone else is like poly to the end. We've already had a lesbian marriage. Cynthia Rothrock married Anna Nicole Smith.
Wow.
So that occurred. We have Dr. Beck going around hitting on every woman on the island.
Did you make him poly too, or did you make him straight?
Yeah, I made him poly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
but he's only hitting on the women.
Well, that's very on brand.
So it's kind of fun. We left off last time. I made the People's Joker after like 20 minutes of trying to do the makeup. The creation tools are great. Jen, you would lose so much time.
I was just thinking, if you spent 20 minutes, I don't even know how long I would spend.
You can just do regular stuff, which I've done for most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make it the best you can, but you can get down granular to like putting face paint on them to like give them wrinkles, or I saw somebody made one of the vampire girl from Deadlock and made like a little blood coming out of her mouth.
Nice.
On there through the face paint thing. The game is great. I can't wait to see what they yell at me next week, because I have not been to the island in 3 weeks. And see what's going up to. I think Ant is crushing on somebody, and then somebody else is crushing on Ant, but it's not the same 2 people. So it's kind of you have that stuff going on.
Very Sims.
The best part is just the little random stuff that happens. I love when people confessing their love. Sometimes like 2 other people pop up and go, "No, choose me." Because I think it was Barbarella went to hit on Dan, I think, or somebody, and 2 other people popped up. And then Dan said, "Oh no, I'm not interested in any of you."
Typical.
And so she's been heartbroken.
Oh, poor Barbarella.
But yeah, so stuff like that is real fun. Apparently, I found out you could get divorced on the island. Somebody said that. I don't know how that happens, but you can make a choice. Like if you're me, start not liking each other, you can choose that and get divorced. But yeah, the voice thing is great. It's the best part. The best thing about it is that they don't allow you to put your island online, so you can have them say whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Which can be really awful if you're streaming and you're like a really awful person. You can have people say really terrible shit on that game, but it means you can curse.
Right.
You know, and they don't block it. But I have not had to do that yet, but I've seen people make them say fuck and, you know, shit and all that stuff. And it just says, and it says it in the robot voice, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the favorite phrase going around the island is they all want to overthrow capitalism.
Nice.
So thanks to Ant, because that's his
Yep.
catchphrase. So Tomodachi Life's great. I don't know. I'm going to keep playing it. Like, I'm basically going to use the channel to play it because I don't know if I'll, you know, be able to just play it on my off time with all the games coming out, especially in September. We'll get to that later in the podcast. And then I guess the final thing I'll point out, I mean, obviously, you know, I've been playing some games offline, you know, all my footballs. I'm ready for NCAA 26. We'll talk about that later. As I realized, I think I just min-maxed the shit out of my team. I upped the level and I'm still winning by 40. So I think I just made my team like unbeatable in the sense of, you know, everything just, they all match together and it's just weird. I was like, I upped the level to get a little bit of challenge and I'm still like everyone's ass. And it's the AI like intercepting and sacking quarter, you know, it's, so I'm ready for the next game, the next challenge. But having fun. But the last thing is I started Bond. Bond is great. We've played, I think we had 3 streams. I'm going to be streaming a lot the weekend before you hear this. We're recording on a Friday. All weekend's going to be a lot of Bond. It is a great mix of Hitman and Uncharted in the way it feels and plays. It is not meant to be a cover shooter, even though I tried to do that in the last part. You're supposed to be shooting and then throwing the gun and then knocking the guy out and grabbing his gun. And then, you know, you're supposed to be moving a lot and using like the world to like help you take guys out. You're not supposed to just sit behind a box and headshot everyone. You can do that, but it's way harder to play it that way. The character plays Bond is great. You know, he does a really good job of having the charisma. On top of not sounding too corny, as Bond can be with the wrong actor. I think they have a female M, and I think M works much better as a female. Just for the relationship that Bond has with M is much akin to mother-son. So having it be a female M instead of a male M just has a very different dynamic. And maybe I'm just biased because Dame Judi Dench might be the best M of all time in Bond. But I feel the thing works a lot better in that dynamic. And then the actress they have playing M is great. And then, of course, they picked the one character they had to get right. They picked a tremendously quick-witted, you know, person to play Moneypenny, which is sort of Bond's like handler at the CIA. And she's supposed to be like, she doesn't take his shit, essentially, is how Moneypenny works. And that's how that character, like, she's supposed to be the one to give him all his missions and all that. And then if he tries to be sarcastic about it, she's like, just shut up, Jane. You know, like just let me do my job, or, you know, and she doesn't. Yeah. So the actress playing her is real good. I love that they have an old Q. Old Q works better than young Q, just because he seems a little more crazy and believable when he's like in his 60s. But I haven't gotten too far to see a lot of the devices. I'm going on my first full mission after a big story beat. But I really hope IO gets to do more of these, because I think they're the perfect studio to do Bond. And I think they understand it. They get it. And then they have this thing called TACSIM on the side, Tactical Simulations, that just turns it into a Hitman game where you can go back and replay levels to win challenges and stuff like that. So if you really like Hitman, they have the Hitman's parts for you. If you really like character action adventure like Uncharted and things like that, the game mostly plays like that for you. So I'm looking forward to streaming more of that and hopefully getting it done before the Cavalcade of games come out in the next couple months.
Sounds good. Yes, at some point I'm going to get into Bond. I have not had enough time to sit and get into it, but it looks like fun and I want to get it. But as for me, I have been playing some weird, interesting. Well, I mean, it may be interesting. To start off, I'll get to Final Fantasy IX. I've gotten to disc 4 finally, and I've finally like gotten to the meat of the story. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you played Final Fantasy IX, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, you find the big twist. You're at the big...
Right. All of a sudden you've been hit in the face with all of this lore out of nowhere once you hit the beginning of disc 4. And I got hit so hard that I kind of have stopped playing it for a little while because I've reached the point where like you have all of this side stuff you need to do before you like go to the final dungeon, and I'm just not mentally prepared to do that yet. This is what happens with me in RPGs. This will happen, and like I'll sit on a game for like this happened with me with Breath of the Wild. I sat on the game for like 8 months because I didn't want to do all the stuff to get to the final dungeon. I'm hoping I don't wait that long because I would like to finish it, but yeah, real quick, my only complaint so far with Final Fantasy IX is the pacing. It can go from being like the most mundane, like you're not getting any story for like 6-8 hours, where you're just getting not a whole lot. Then all of a sudden, in an hour stretch, you get like half of the story. I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't know if they were, I don't know, but it just like whiplash from getting hit so hard with all the story at one time.
Yeah.
Because it can be really slow in the middle. There's not a whole lot going on. Like you're playing card games and stuff, and you're not like getting any story. And then all of a sudden, it's all story. It's like Final Fantasy X, which we've been playing on stream. You're getting mostly story all the time with battles mixed in here and there and little things to do on the side, but nothing crazy yet. We're like 8 hours in so far. It's been a good pace. Like it keeps moving. Like 9, I just feel like in order to keep moving, you have to like play hours and hours to get to anything. Just because the world's so big, there's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
All that being said, I'm still having fun with the game. I still enjoy it. It's just that's my one pet peeve about the game is that it doesn't know how fast it wants to move.
Yeah.
So another interesting weird one that I've been playing is Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory.
Ooh.
So I was like, one night I was just like, I just want to play something different. And I'd been seeing stuff about like possible new rhythm games coming out, and I was like, let me load up Melody of Memory and see, because I remembered it being not that difficult, but at the same time it can cross you up the way the controls work because you're playing on a controller, so it's weird. But I played a good amount. I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through it. It's fun, and it has like interesting story beats that you don't get from Kingdom Hearts 3. So like it's worth playing if you are a Kingdom Hearts fan. Because I think you can knock it down to like easy and like just do the story, which is nice if you don't want to deal with all that crap. But I enjoy the rhythm game part of it. And you can play through like FMVs you can play through like the first FMV with Simple and Clean and all that other and a couple other ones.
Of course,
it's pretty cool. I would recommend if you like rhythm games or like Kingdom Hearts or both, you should probably play this. It's got to be cheap at this point. It didn't even come out for like PS5 and Xbox Series X. I think it's a PS4 game, and it's on the Switch. So it's perfect for that. But yeah, highly recommend if you like the music of Kingdom Hearts. Now the big obvious one that I've been playing is Forza Horizon 6. I've been playing the absolute hell.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Out of Forza Horizon 6. I have not gotten into like the base building stuff yet.
Same.
I've kind of been waiting to do that because I kind of want to get through the drive more of the driving stuff first, because I still haven't gotten all of the barn finds or the treasure cars, because I've been doing them as I see them, and I don't think I've unlocked all the barn finds yet. I think I'm at like the level before you unlock all of them. But my God, the game is gorgeous. The music is great. Jen, the midnight is in the game.
Hell yeah. I approve. That's awesome.
Yeah, they have a synthwave radio station. So
love it.
That's been on the whole time. I have not switched radio stations unless it switches it for you during certain events.
That's awesome.
It's more Forza Horizon, but it's gorgeous, and the music is great, and the cars are awesome. They've added a lot more customization parts for cars. I have this whole part of the game that I haven't even touched yet, which is all the base building stuff where you can build your own garage and you can build your own like compound. It's just I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't had 5 minutes to like sit down and think about what I'd want. So that will be end game stuff for me. And
Yeah.
the best, so the one of the coolest part about the compound thing is if you build a good one and people like it, you earn money in game for how many people like either like it or download it or whatever, or use all the stuff on
Yeah.
your compound, because people can just load into your garage and
That's cool.
and like go through it. So
Yeah.
it's just a cool end game thing, and I at some point I want to do it, but it's like back burner at the moment because I've got a lot of car stuff left to do before I go crazy with the sim stuff.
The
But
the
yeah,
only
I
thing
mean,
frustrating me with it, Tom,
yeah.
it was the last season and the weekly challenges for
Oh,
it.
you don't like winter. You hated the
Oh
winter.
yeah. Because I think it was specifically for my weekly challenge thing. It was making me do this one specific jump thing up in the mountain in the snow,
Yeah.
and I needed to do it with a Japanese car. And none of the Japanese cars I had would even remotely go straight down the hill. They would all spin out at some point. I literally spent 15 minutes taking one of my Toyotas and like going through every single tiny like piece of part I could put on it, and I finally got it to be an all-wheel drive, relatively fast, great launch, good handling, not great because for some reason you can't have both. And great acceleration, and I was able to reasonably get it down and beat this challenge. But it was like all the challenges that they had on there, and I don't know how randomly generated they are. You would know, you played more Horizons than I.
They're not randomly generated.
Okay.
They plan them out.
Because it felt like they just made it to frustrate the shit out of, or you needed to be further along in the game than I was to do them, because there were a lot of like speed trap things on like icy roads, and they wanted you to do it with a specific car.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret here, Mark.
Yeah.
Any challenge that they want you to do, you need an all-wheel drive car.
Oh yeah, I was pretty sure of that, but they wanted me. I literally had to respec one of my Mercedes or Porsche. It was a specific car that you needed to do 4 challenges.
Yeah.
And the final one was like a speed trap on an icy road, and that car would not stay on the icy road to go through the speed trap at all. So I had to literally make it an all-wheel drive. And
like I said, pretty much anything you do in those challenges, you need to have an all-wheel drive car. It's like it's almost a given, which is annoying because rear-wheel drive cars are just kind of not great, especially when you're dealing with the mountain stuff and the snow. They don't you can't use them in the winter.
The winter season was but I do have my Ford Raptor that I just send flying into the woods when I need skill points. I had the highest one I got is I have 2.3 million skill points in one run.
That's good. Yeah. So have you done any of the like the car mastery stuff where you add points to your?
Yeah, that car's fully loaded.
Yeah, I haven't done any
that
of
Raptor.
That. I have not picked a car yet that like I like enough to do that.
Yeah, so
which is probably why I haven't tried to do the big score, because usually in those things you'll get like second chance points and stuff, like where if you hit something it won't automatically end the thing.
That you got to get 25 skills for that. It's the worst one to get.
I have like I've got over 100 and I haven't used them on anything. So I haven't found a car yet that I want to have all those points.
My advice to you, and you probably already know, if you want to do something, get you high skill points, find a car that has a whole bunch of like wrecking ball, stuff, and just go send it into the woods when a skill song comes up.
Yeah, that's the meta is the wrecking ball. Like if you're just like, if you need something to chain together like 2 drifts and there's like nothing between, you just run into the guardrail or you run into whatever the fence.
Yeah. I love the trees here because Mexico pissed me off because there were too many trees that stopped you.
This game, it doesn't seem like there's any.
There's 1 or 2, and in some cars, if you don't have enough speed, you'll get stopped by normal trees. So my Raptor is only exclusively used for when skill songs come on to get points. I am now driving a Porsche that has a Sonic the Hedgehog wrap on. So because got to go fast. So
Gotta go fast.
that's my Forza Horizon rant. I forgot to put it in my section. Continue.
That's
Tom.
okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's I've wanted to play more stuff, but dad time. You only get so much time. And that's the good thing about Forza Horizon is like I can pop in and play 20 minutes and pop out, which is nice. I'm hoping Bond will kind of do that because I know like the missions aren't super long.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that if that's the next game I play, that it. But anyway, we're going to talk about another game we've been playing, which is our Steam Backlog Buster. We started this segment a couple months ago, 3 months ago. I don't know. And basically what we have done is we've taken each other's Steam library and picked games that we have under 2 hours of playtime and chosen them for another person on the podcast. This past episode, I chose Mark's, Mark chose Jen's, and Jen chose mine. So this episode, I'm choosing Jen's, Mark is choosing mine, and Jen is choosing Mark's. I think I got that right.
You did. That was good. That was impressive.
Yeah, good job. I was being quiet so you could concentrate.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if I was going to get it, but we're going to go over the games that we played first, real quick. And basically all we're going to do, we'll give a little overview of what the game was. And then we're going to say, thanks, I hate it, or glad I played it. That's it. No funny score. Just thumbs up or thumbs down, basically.
Cool.
Let's start with Jen.
So, I feel like a lot of people were surprised when they found out that my game was Baldur's Gate, knowing that I was a really big fan of D&D and, character creation and all of that. Everyone was like, wait, this was an option? You didn't play the shit out of this when it came out? And it's like, it's beyond me even why I didn't get more into it than I did. I feel like time was probably involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mark picked Baldur's Gate for me. It was really nice to be able to get back into it. I did my best to not spend all of my time streaming the character creation part, which I totally could have, but I actually got really lucky. The random character generator actually pretty much created a character that I would have loved to have created on my own anyway. So I was like, oh, this is perfect for everyone watching. And I think I messed with it for like a little bit, but I really didn't spend a ton of time on the character creation. So that probably
I'm kind of glad I didn't spoil for you that you get to create 2 characters game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally forgot about that from the first time. So that was fun.
Yeah.
So it's funny, you play through, I guess it's like the prelude or whatever you call it. And obviously it teaches you how to do the controls and how to play the game and how the combat works and all of that. And that's pretty much as far as I had gotten the first time I played. I remember specifically, I'm going to throw my buddy Mayton under the bus. He found out that I got Baldur's Gate and he was really excited. And he was like, don't play it without me. So I remember I stopped. I'm blaming Mayton. I stopped playing because I was like, all right. I'm not going to keep playing it. Like, obviously, I got my feel for it and I'm having fun, but I'll wait for him to be able to play. And then I'm pretty sure that the both of us just couldn't find the time to play it together. And then I'm also pretty sure that right after that, I wound up having my son. And then, we all know how much time I have now. Yeah, the little things like that. So just totally fell off of Baldur's Gate. And I've actually had been telling Dan, if you get a moment, why don't you try it? Because I feel like you're really going to like it. So I don't think he's played it either, but getting back into it was a lot of fun. I remembered a lot of the beginning, but it was still nice to play through it again. There are some parts where you can get pretty easily, not lost or anything, just like kind of distracted by exploring every little thing and seeing if you can find extra things. Like I befriended an eyeball creature that I did not do the first time, and it actually wound up helping me in combat. And I believe, well, I didn't get far enough to know yet, but I believe it can probably help you later on in the story at some point, at least in the beginning of the game, because it said something like, oh, we're friends or something before it ran away. So I don't know. I feel like that's probably going to come back at some point. But I think that's pretty cool how in-depth this game is. But I did stop playing it pretty much in the same spot that I stopped playing it the first time, which is funny. Our friend Jonathan was like, wait, so you're telling me that you're doing Backlog Buster to play this game again, and you still ended in the same spot you did the first time? But I will say that it definitely did make me want to continue to play it. So I did enjoy it. Thank you, Mark, for giving it another go for me.
Yes. Yeah.
So we got a thanks. So we got a glad I played it. Okay.
Glad I played it. That's right. Glad I
There
played
you
it,
go.
Mark.
You're welcome.
All right, Mark, how about you?
Yeah. So, God, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So, give me a second. Oh, Bastion. Okay. Sorry. I was like, I've had this recently, guys, and before I get into my game, where I know, like, I have the game's name in my head or on the tip of my tongue, and I can't. It takes me a while to get it out. It's weird. I did it for the first 20 minutes of the Xbox thing with State of Decay.
It's called getting old, Mark.
Yeah.
I was like the zombie game where you like build a base. It's an Xbox exclusive.
Mark,
like,
you don't even have kids. Wait till
have
like something crazy like that happens.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
Bastion. I love Bastion. I think it hit the right note. In that I love Hades and the Hades series. So the idea of leveling up, going through different areas to level up weapons. This has a little bit more of a level-based thing than Hades. Hades is just the same. You go to different floors and stuff, but this is like concrete like levels, Bastion. But it's sort of the same idea. I had a lot of fun like trying to figure out my build for things, and then I got lost a lot doing any of the skill challenges. I think on stream I spent like 10 minutes doing that balloon challenge until I got the perfect score on it. It still looks gorgeous. It's a really, really good job in terms of they use the right kind of engine and art that doesn't really age. The only thing that probably would age it a little bit is maybe mechanics and stuff that we've refined, or UI, that's gotten better as games gone along. But in terms of looks, this sort of fits in there with like 16-bit games, where they don't look like they still look good despite being as old as they are, because they don't try to do anything too high tech like PS1 3D graphics and stuff like that, or early PS1. So I think this is a game I'll keep coming back to, especially jumping in and out of it. I think it's one of those where I don't know if I need to remember as much of the lore at going back in as I do when I jump in and out of Hades. I have to take a little while to get my bearings when I do that. I think this is enough of a straightforward story that I should be able to do it. And I just love the idea of, I've always said to you, one of my favorite things in games, any games I play, which is why I like things like even Forza or Burnout Paradise, is when I'm playing a game, I hate just like sandboxy stuff, like with no direction. So this game giving you like, okay, you need to open up this to build shops, so go do this and go do that. Like having quest markers in a game, in a run-based sort of game like this, is really, speaks to me. So I am glad I played it. I don't know how long it will take for me to beat it. As I just keep putting it aside for newer games out there. But it is definitely a glad I played it, and probably should have played it earlier. And it's one of those things where I didn't realize I liked that type of game until I played a game like I don't know. I'm explaining that terribly, but like I didn't realize I liked this genre of game until I played Hades, and now I just want to play every game that's like this. That's like how these games play. So even if there's slight differences, or they're like not exactly 1-to-1, but just this idea of these type of games are now one of the things I looked to when I was watching the Cozy Game stream and stuff like that earlier. So yeah, I am really happy that I believe Tom chose this for me.
I did.
Yes.
You're
okay.
welcome.
Yeah. So I got to play Transistor Transistor next after this, right?
Oh,
'Cause
I
it
think
goes,
if you like that, I think you'll love Transit.
yeah, because what it goes, Bastion, Transistor, Pyre. I
Yes.
believe Pyre was my game of the year, the year it came out. But that was just because it was like fantasy basketball kind of that game, or that game in American Gladiators where you run and
Mhm.
have to put the ball inside the little
Oh
tube.
yeah.
I forget which game that was called, but yeah, so I think that's why the visual novel stuff in Pyre, too, is why I grasped onto that game. But yeah, now I have to definitely try Transistor because they're like 2 for 2 for me with this. So in terms of just randomly trying one of their games.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mark. Makes me happy. Okay, and then my game was Old Man's Journey, which is basically a point and click adventure as you go through an old man's journey. I'm guessing I didn't finish it. I'll be honest. I should have, but an old man's journey to find his daughter, and I'm not sure what the twist is at the end. But for the gameplay and the story so far, definitely glad I played it. It's like a hand drawn art style puzzle game, and I believe it was a mobile game to start, and then it got ported to Steam. So feels very touch control centric.
Yeah,
but it works well enough with a mouse, and there's no controller support, so you unfortunately can't play it on a Steam Deck, which I was a little bummed out about. I was like,
That
man, this
stinks.
would be a perfect Steam Deck game, but you have
Yeah.
to. It doesn't have touch support through Steam, but it has mouse support. So it's one of those weird things that it was like just not quite there for that.
Yeah.
But overall, I really did enjoy it, and I'm glad that I played it.
Yay.
So we are 3 for
Yay.
3 on glad I played.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. And I want to just amend something on mine, because I know a certain person that listens will bring it up. Yes, I know Supergiant made all the games I mentioned during my thing, in terms of Hades and all that, and that's why I really enjoy all of them apparently. But I wanted to make sure that people know I did know that. Because I realized the way I was saying things made it seem like I didn't realize Bastion and Hades were made by the same people. But my point was being, I didn't try Bastion because I didn't think I would like it. Then I played Hades and I was like, oh, maybe I'll like this. And that's probably why I bought it on a sale. But yeah, they are all different games. I think we had discussed that before. But yeah, I did want to make a point that I did know they were, they were Supergiant games. Okay, good. I feel better.
Okay, we got that. Thank you, Mark. All right. I guess since I ended. I guess I will name Jen's game for this
Nice.
month.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Jen, I'm going to be really nice,
Okay.
but I'm also going to be upset with you at the moment because
Okay.
I'm picking Portal 2 because I
yes.
cannot believe you have not played Portal 2.
It's funny, that might be one of my
lie joke at the beginning
I
of this
know.
episode.
Portal is a game that I watched friends play in college and never actually did it myself. And I just semi-recently downloaded it because I think it was like during one of our episodes, I think that we were recording, you were like, by the way, Jen, since you never played Portal 2, it's on sale for like $1 or whatever it was. And I got it immediately. So it is one of like the semi-newer games that are in my list as well. So thank you. That is very nice of you. I am very much looking forward to playing.
Good. I'm glad. And I hope you have a good time with it. Don't listen to anyone if you're streaming it. Just go through the way. Just go through
I can only imagine what that's going to be like, but yeah.
It's hard to watch someone play a game that you know well.
Yeah.
And I get it, but just let somebody figure it out for themselves.
Maybe I'll shut chat off.
That's
I'm like half joking.
That's me on Thursdays.
Yeah.
By the way, Tom's been doing a good job, but
yeah, it's I know Mark has played through that game so many times, and I'm sure he's like, "What is this idiot doing? Why are you?"
The only thing I got to keep reminding you, and I feel like, tell me if I step on your toes too much and backseat too much. By the way, Tom, I think because like you said, you play it once a week. A lot of other things go on. At the beginning, I always try to remind you that that's a puzzle battler. Like, you have to.
It helps because sometimes I'll just fall into like Final Fantasy, just hit attack to win,
Yeah.
and I'll forget that people don't get levels until they, hit something.
Yeah.
Which,
And I gotta remind you, you have time because it's turn based. Look at the enemies and go, okay.
well, that's the nice thing is that it's a weight system, so I don't have to hurry.
It's not active.
So.
Yeah. That's the one thing you're getting it. You're getting better at it. But it's the thing where you just read the battlefield before pushing any buttons. Going, all right, I need everybody to hit. Here are the 3 people I need to end with.
Yeah.
To finish it. And then if you're, but yeah. Anyway, sorry that made me laugh and think about that. But
that's fine. That's totally fine.
Portal's going to be worse than that. It's for some people to not tell you how to solve the puzzle.
Yep, sure will.
Go to emote only mode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Playing through
Yeah.
Resident Evil Village when it was like a week old was hard enough because of all the people that had already played it immediately, and then we're like, "What's wrong with you? What do you mean you missed this, or you have to do this next?" I'm like, "Can we just stop?" So yeah, I'm expecting it.
I'm so glad we haven't anybody
genuinely
jump in.
turn it off.
Yeah, I'm glad that we haven't anybody jump in for Bond.
Yeah, that's good.
I only have one person jump in and go, "Should I buy this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Do you like Hitman and Uncharted? Sure. And then they left.
That's all they needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You want me to go next?
I want Jen. Oh yeah, no, Mark. Yeah, you go next.
Yeah, we'll do it the order that we did our thing. Okay. I want to consult Jen.
Okay.
For this because I have 2 games. They're nice to you, Tom. But
I would appreciate that.
I wanted to they're both be ones that are, I'm not giving you a gory game.
Thanks,
but
Mark.
both of these games can be different types of frustration. And I want to know which one you think, Jen, is better for streaming.
Okay.
I have Nights into Dreams,
Oh.
the Sega Saturn classic, or Hollow Knight.
Ooh. I think Hollow Knight.
Both not easy games.
No. I think Hollow Knight. That's my vote.
I was leaning Hollow Knight as well. We can always pick Nights into Dreams at some point. Yeah, back around. But yes, I wanted a game that it was, is good. Nights is good. Like 7 out of 10.
That means I'm gonna have to find a controller to use for this game.
Yeah, you're gonna need a D-pad. Did you get the Steam controller?
I did not get the Steam controller. I thought about it.
I heard that D-pad is like amazing on it. As a tangent there. Yep. So I choose Hollow Knight for Tom.
Nice.
Fair enough. I think I will take that and suck enormously on stream.
Just put it this way: you'll probably be better at Hollow Knight than if I would have thrown you into Silksong. Because Silksong is
for sure. Hollow Knight, I'll at least get to learn the game. Silksong's like, oh yeah, you know how to play. We're gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, that was the first 2 hours of me playing that on my own.
Jeez.
Oh, you don't know this? Well, fuck you.
Yeah, you're gonna learn today.
All right, Jen.
All right. So you guys were being nice. I don't know if this is nice.
You don't have to be nice,
but I know. I think it's hilarious, which is all that matters to me. I think you're gonna love it, Mark.
Yes.
You're gonna play Hatoful Boyfriend.
Yes.
And I'm gonna read you the little blurb.
This is for the people because I know this.
Yeah, we know what this game is. So
you do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So here we go. Congratulations. You've been accepted as the only human student at the prestigious St. Pidgeonation Institute, a school for the talented birds. Roam the halls. Roam the halls and find love between classes as a sophomore student at the world's greatest pigeon high school.
Night Duck is gonna love this. He's gonna love it.
Yeah. The thing I will do, the one thing I do know about it, I've watched some people play it, but I am going to keep them. There is a option to where you can have because it's a visual novel, where you can have their character portraits turn into anime boys and girls.
Yes.
Or stay pigeons.
No, keep them pigeons.
They are staying pigeons.
Absolutely.
I will. Absolutely.
Yeah, I do see the anime boys here. There looks like there's been some there's sensual bird feed. There's foul, pun intended, twists and turns. It's pretty great.
I saw someone play this when it first came out, so that was a long
2014.
time ago. Yeah. So there are some things I remember, but I don't remember all of it. I don't know how far we'll get in the thing, but yeah. the one thing I knew for sure was that they needed to stay pigeon because that only
Yeah.
it is a Devolver game. So
I'm so happy you have this. I'm so
Me
happy.
too.
think
I've never heard of this.
I think
You've never
I
heard of
actually bought
Hatful
it.
Boyfriend?
No.
It's an older game. I mean, it came out in what, 2017, 16?
It's
Something
2014.
like that?
2014, yeah. This one.
2014. There you go. I knew it was older. It's not a new game. It's been around for a long time. But I'm excited. I'm excited for all
It'll
of
be a
these
good stream.
games.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just I had never heard of it before, so I wanted to make sure it wasn't not that I think you would download that type of game, Mark, but I was like, let me make sure it's stream appropriate. But
Oh
yeah,
no, I bought it when I
just-
saw someone play it just because
Yeah,
of
it's just full on weirdness, and I'm
part.
here for it.
Yeah. I think it was like $1 or something. It's one of those $1 or $2, Steam sale games.
Yeah,
Great.
perfect.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
Same.
I also can't wait for Jen to play her freaking game, Portal 2.
I know. I feel like
Yeah.
we all have really good game. I mean, we did last time, but
Yeah.
this time is it's even better somehow.
Yeah, because we're being nice. We're
Yeah.
not doing Blake Club like Giant Bomb.
Well, I mean, Jen doesn't have that many bad games or games that she
Yeah.
wouldn't enjoy. Mark
Neither.
and I, on the other hand, we have so many games that we would probably not like that
Yeah.
we'll eventually get to that point where we're like, you know what? You're going to play something that you're absolutely going to hate.
Tom, you pissed me off this week. You're playing Outlast.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what you have to do.
That's Tom's worst scenario,
I
basically.
don't know. Again, it's like one of those things like, why is this in my library?
I can't believe you have Outlast. If
That's-
I can't play that game. That game, I can't do it. So
That's me and Jen's back pocket game.
Yeah.
If Tom accidentally gives us a game that's terrible, we
Yep,
pull that
you're gonna
card.
get it. Tom
It's
always
the
has to
trap
be
card.
nice.
The trap card. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's fine.
Well, that's our Backlog Buster games. Be on the lookout for that. We'll try to stream those in the next month. We usually try to do it on a Wednesday. We'll see what happens. Depends on who's available, when's available. But it'll either be a Wednesday or a Friday stream. So look forward to that on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/GameVaultPod. So to timestamp this podcast, the Keigh3 season has just ended. Summer Game Fest 2026 has just occurred, and everything under the sun has been announced. Anything you were looking forward to, it's been announced. Besides Wind Waker. Sorry, Mark.
Fucking.
So I wanted to ask everyone what their top 3 games that were announced they're looking forward to. I was not able to come up with 3. I needed more. I'm gonna preface this by saying there's 2 obvious ones for me that I'm not even going to talk about unless somebody else wants to talk about them. That's Final Fantasy VII Revelations and Kingdom Hearts 4, which I about fell out of my chair when they showed that trailer for the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
But if anybody wants to talk about them, we can. But
Yeah.
I will leave those for another day because there's other games I want to talk about.
Yeah. So
because those are obvious. Those are does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to start off up front with 2 things that are game related, but not games, just things surrounding the Summer Games Fest before we get into our stuff. First off, mainly, I know me and Jen have been talking about this a little bit off camera, but the entire conversation surrounding both God of War Lawfare and Stellar Blade has been unconscionably awful. And I don't know why. They're coming after people that are if you even mildly didn't like that Stellar Blade thing, but liked God of War, male or female, people are just descending on your YouTube. It's it's so weird.
I don't get it, Mark. I'm with you. It's so that's all you got to do with your time is that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
mad
get
about that.
Yeah. And I get, it all comes down to, the gooners and stuff like that just, want games, to look a certain way and,
here's my biggest thing. If you are a gamer, a male gamer, and you don't like Stellar Blade or God of War Lawfare, how do you pronounce it? I don't. I still haven't figured it out. Lawfare.
Lawfare.
Yeah.
There might be something wrong with you. Why would you not want to look at the attractive woman on the screen?
Yeah.
For
there's
40 plus hours.
Exactly. There's three types of people in this argument. You have the people all the way on the one side, which make a lot of good points, but they can go a little too far, that are all, taking away, like got upset that, Lara Croft had makeup on or something, like on that side. Then on the far end of the other side, it's the people that think everybody needs to look like PlayStation 1 Lara Croft, with giant boobs and makeup and all that.
Yeah.
You have those two groups, and those groups always fight each other. And where the problem is becoming is that they're descending on the middle group that is sort of like what you said, Tom, where they're like, yeah, this looks, I like the gameplay in it, but I think that girl looks a little young in Stellar Blade. And I think it's a little weird that she looks young. And it doesn't bother me that Faye doesn't look gorgeous because she was actually just put in a thing to be burned.
She's dead.
And it comes down to it goes back to the thing with Aloy and the facial hair thing. It's like, if they don't look like perfect, like anime beauty, look, like without a speck of imperfection on them, then it's woke and all that bullshit. And that's where they're going with Faye. I think that the one thing that Santa Monica did wrong was by doing the 20 minutes thing, I think is leading to a lot of this, in that you only seen her in that one state, and not maybe later in the game when she's not just waking up from dying and, and getting her ass kicked, and
the whole thing, sorry to cut you off, Mark, but the whole thing is just asinine to me. Like, they made the game how they want it to look. That's how it's gonna look. Like,
and it's basically, it's people that don't want you to, that immediately hate on a thing because of one aspect.
Like, they should not play the game.
Not exactly. Not all games are made for everyone.
Right. That's the whole point.
And then they also fight against boogeymen that don't exist, in terms of, you're telling yourself if you get worried what people will think about you for playing Stellar Blade. But the thing with is that, to get really deep, and we can cut it off here because we can talk for this forever, and I'd rather not bring up Jen's blood pressure anymore.
This was my topic anyway, because I was going to mention this game, so it's fine.
Okay. All right, I'll let you go on after the men have talked enough about this.
No.
After they make this point.
God, stop mansplaining, Mark. Just kidding. No, you guys are saying the same things that I would have said, so you're good.
Yeah. The real deep thing that touched off a lot of this is that one of the writers for God of War Lavallette is Alana Pierce. And a lot of people from the incel goon side don't like her. Like, for some reason, they hate her.
Because they think she just got there for her looks and blah, 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 and all this other crap.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, and
she's done a great job. I don't know.
Good going. And for things she said in the past, like, not every game needs to have a hottie,
She's right.
And just stuff like that. So they jumped on this immediately when they found out she was one of the writers, and they found out the director was a woman and not Cory Barlog.
Like,
that, and then people were hating on Stellar Blade, and if you liked one and were disappointed with the other, all of a sudden you were part of the wrong woke crowd. To those people, it was just frustrating. It just, well, obviously, and then I watched the video of this girl being like kind of a pick-me girl, agreeing with this, online, and I like wanted to stop watching. I'm like, maybe she's like comes out in the middle, but no, she stayed completely on the.
That sucks.
Well, obviously, look, she has an adult body. It doesn't matter that her face makes her look 12.
It's still weird.
Yeah, and some of the comments were funny. It was like, yeah, I know she does. She doesn't look 12, but when you see her in action and doing all this stuff, she looks at least 16. And I'm like, that's even worse.
It doesn't make it any better.
I was like, we are making fun of, and I'm going to make fun of at some point on Thursday night when we're playing FF10. I mentioned it every time she shows up on screen that Riku is canonically 14 years old.
It's even worse.
Yeah, horrible.
And certain things will come up, Tom, that will make that awful. And it is Japanese and Asian culture, Korean culture in the case of Stellar Blade. where young women are like idols and stuff like that, do look a lot younger than their age because they do that on purpose because of awful things. But yeah, the whole controversy, just it was just frustrating to me that you couldn't even have like a mid reaction to Stellar Blade if you like God of War without getting attacked at him. Then it was just thank God we don't have much of a following.
I'm gonna lead it off right now since God of War Lavallette it's one of the games I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I immediately went, wow, I need to go play the other 2 God of War games so I can play this. This looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like
you theoretically don't. You'll miss a lot of the
I think you got to play the first one, right? Because this takes place between them.
This literally the scene you see at the beginning of the trailer or the gameplay is the opening to God of War 2018.
Okay.
So it runs parallel.
I would want to play at least the first one.
Yeah.
You should, yeah. It's a great game regardless.
I own it. I just have to play it,
Yeah.
But
you should play it first, but you don't have to play both.
The gameplay just looks awesome. Like, I don't know how you can look at that and go, yeah, that looks so dumb because it's not Kratos.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was one argument the Pick Me Girl was saying, was that they pushed aside Kratos to make this game.
Pushed him aside. I think 15 games.
The whole Pick Me Girl part is probably making me angrier than like all the guys that I've been seeing saying things because most of them are completely unoriginal and they just parrot each other. The Pick Me Girl like hurts more because you're hurting your own self.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you, Tom. I watched those 20 minutes and I was blown away by everything I saw. I was like, this looks fucking incredible. Why would anyone outside of being a sexist piece of shit have any issue with this whatsoever? This is awesome. It's got like the Egyptian lore now. It's just fucking so cool. It's such a cool idea. It looks great. I cannot fathom why people claim to have other issues with it outside of the fact that she's a woman and it's not Kratos anymore.
The one argument I will jump in that I do give credit to that people are arguing is people that didn't like the combat in the 2 God of War because it's going to be the same combat.
Yeah.
So if you didn't like
faster paced, honestly, from what it looks like.
So if you didn't like that combat in 2018 or
it's
Ragnarok,
hard.
you're probably not going to like this game or didn't like what you saw.
Sure.
That's the only argument I will listen to.
Totally valid. You can not like the way a game plays. That is totally valid.
Yeah, but everything else, bullshit.
Yeah, it's just
I can understand you think the cube was just stupid. Like whatever.
The cube is random. I don't get it.
It's Frank.
I'm sure they'll go into lore on it or whatever. But
I've seen some theories about it, which are.
It's just an interesting thing. It's different. Like I want to play. Like I've seen the God of War games and gone, yeah, that looks cool. I might play that eventually. But this one, I was like, I need to play this.
Yeah.
Like there was no thought in my mind where I was like, nah, no, I want to play this. It looks awesome.
Plus, the cube is voiced by Jack Quaid, who's adorable.
And not only is it voiced, he does the motion cap for it too.
That's great. I didn't know that. I love.
You have to watch that video, Jen. It's like 4 minutes. The Meet the Cast video.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So funny.
I'll have to check it out. He's so wholesome.
And
great.
Yeah, and the thing I'm most excited about is that it looks like it's going to be all the God of Wars are going to be in this place because the other guy is the Tibetan God of War or Mongolian.
Well, aren't they all dead? Didn't Kratos kill them all? Isn't that like part of the thing?
That's where we're going to find out why they're all dead and there. But that is the Egyptian God of War. That's the Mongolian Tibetan God of War that we see. I'm assuming everybody else is there. Somebody said, do they have the balls to put like a Christian person in there?
Right.
Like
that's
Michael
what someone said. Are we
going to
fight Jesus?
No, we're not doing that.
It'll be one of the archangels. It'll be like the Angel of Death, or it'll be Michael or Gabriel or something. If they even touch that.
This is setting up such a cool like potential storyline. I don't know. I'm so excited. This was my number one. This was my number one game out of everything.
Yeah. We can talk about it right up front. Skip on to that, and then I'll get to my other thing non-game wise. We'll talk about Lavallette now. I think the only thing that could go wrong with Frank is if he becomes too much like the annoying sidekick. I actually, people are hating Frank, but I have more of a worry just because of the way she described. You haven't watched the video yet on Meet the Cast, so you didn't hear this yet, Jen. But the way the girl that plays the ribbons describes the ribbons and says
Gotcha.
she's always looking out for danger and telling the right plan of action. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh, so like you're afraid it might be too hand-holdy?
Yeah, it'll be like it'll be like the inner monologue of Aloy in
Right.
in
Yes, I
Forbidden West.
remember us having this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a place I can grapple. You know.
Maybe I should do it. Gotcha.
It it very much, I'm worried about the ribbons more than the cube.
Mhm.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
overall, I love Emma Wall. She's going to be
yeah.
amazing. I love the look of the two God of War so far. I love that just the baby little kitty that she gets to ride
I know.
at the end.
So beautiful. The
Yeah.
games are beautiful. So
Yeah.
they're
I'm
great.
just curious. The one theory craft that I had, there were a lot of things about the cube that were interesting, and where the sword has a dragon head on it, so they think it might be like Chinese or Japanese
Mhm.
mythology. But the idea that this is a way to set up other Kratos games, where
Right.
once she
Yes.
opens up that gate and all the
Mhm.
gods escape, he
Yep.
now would probably have to go kill those gods again.
Exactly.
And it sets all that up. But yeah, I'm curious to see if they touch Christianity. I don't think they will,
No,
but
they wouldn't do that.
I think
I
having
I
Gabriel or Michael in there, is sort of would be a fun way. But then that would be saying that Christianity is a mythology.
Yeah,
And
just for
one,
I
that
mean,
reason alone, they'll
we
probably
joked
stand
about
back.
this previously, where we were like, "Oh yeah, it'd be hilarious if he goes and fights
oh,
whoever,
God of
Michael
War
or
in Christianity would be a ridiculously fun idea. You can have him, all the mini bosses could be saints. You could have the
well,
archangels be like the
right." It would have to
bosses.
be it would have to be the archangels and stuff, and like the
Yeah.
Crusaders,
Yeah, and maybe
stuff
he
like
fights
that.
Jesus at the end or something, or he
Like
fights
it
God
would
and it
be
just turns into an
hilarious, but
RPG.
they would never do it because
No.
the
No.
backlash would be
Oh my
way too
god.
much.
Yeah.
They would
Yeah.
never do it.
I can't
Yeah.
even imagine it, to be honest.
But yeah, Dante's Inferno kind of gets close to doing that. Assassin's Creed a little bit. You get to beat up.
Well,
the Pope.
Dante's Inferno's in hell, so it's
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
yeah,
Different.
Yeah,
it's a
and
little
then
different.
you get to beat up the Pope in Assassin's Creed. So that really happens for those of you that have not played Assassin's Creed 2.
I have
That
not.
game
I did not know about that. That's pretty
that game ends
funny.
with you fighting the Pope. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So my final thing is with God of War, especially because I'm ecstatic about it, just because I want to know more about Faye. Is one of my theory crafts is that how everybody complains about the yellow paint and stuff in games. Somebody said, what if, like, because she sets them on the path at the beginning, like she even says that in this. She's like, all right, they're starting on the path. Like, what if all that yellow paint in God of War 2018 and all was she marked that?
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Yeah.
as part of, like,
Right.
either from where she was or whatever. They're already trying to match up scenes
Mhm.
from the trailer to the game. But yeah,
I
I'm
love that.
ecstatic just
Me
because,
too.
two good actors. I will buy a Frank the Cube plushie if he doesn't turn out to be if he doesn't turn out to be Claptrap.
Yeah.
But Jack Quaid doing. And I'll take one slight
Mhm.
tangent before we go back. You guys got to look up the YouTube shorts or TikToks and all, where when Kind of Funny's Greg Miller calls Jack Quaid, he answers the phone as Vegeta, the Prince of the Saiyans. And it is ridiculous. And he stays in the bit for like longer than he needs to in the conversation with him.
Wow.
Greg goes, is Jack there? Oh, you don't want to talk to Vegeta? And he just, stays in character on the phone. And it's just the dumbest thing ever, but it's hilarious. It's pretty good. And he does a pretty decent Vegeta. Not great, but decent. But anyway, that Jack Quaid will be great just for that reason.
Yes.
He's goofy and nerdy
Mhm.
and things like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Agreed.
All right, Jen, let's go to your next game.
So I'll just say that I did have a couple of honorable mentions, which maybe we'll briefly touch on later. But overall, these upcoming next couple of years are going to be expensive for Dan and I, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a Switch 2 and a PS5.
Oh yeah.
And my number 2 game is Ocarina of Time Remake, which is
Oh.
unfortunately, obviously, going to be for the Switch 2 only. This is genuinely, and you guys both obviously know how Dan is. But those of you listening don't know, Dan is very, very frugal. And this
That's
is
an
the first time
understatement.
I've heard him go, "Oh wow, we might need to get the Switch too." Yeah, like we need to get the Switch
Well,
too.
You should have
I'll bring-
bought it already.
I
If he
know.
said
Well,
that, you should have been
yeah.
like, all right, let's go buy one.
I will
Yeah.
say we're giving him praise for not being as frugal as he probably normally is, but it's actually kind of the opposite because you have to purchase it before September 1st or it becomes
I know.
more expensive.
Yeah,
He knows about
so
that
that's-
too. Yeah. It's
So
actually
he's
kind of
still
funny
being
though.
frugal.
Yes, it's kind of funny because so when the trailer for Ocarina of Time remake, like the teaser dropped, he messaged me and he's like, "Oh my God, they're coming out with it. It's only for the Switch too." And I was like, "Oh, I mean, not surprising, but that sucks." And he was like, "Yeah, it sucks because we're gonna wind up having to buy like a $500 console." And I looked and like, well, right now it's $450, so 500 is basically new price. He's like, "Oh, okay," but still. So
Or you
he's
get
already expecting the new
get a
price.
game with it and spend $4.99.
Right. Yes, exactly.
My Switch
Yeah,
2 comes
so-
on Tuesday.
Nice. Yeah, we definitely maybe like this thought crossed my mind. I haven't even mentioned it to him. Maybe it could be like an early anniversary gift for each other. Like we'll split
There
it
you
together or something silly like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But my
Switch
Switch
Anniversary,
upstairs is
Christmas,
yeah,
whatever you want
right.
to do.
My Switch
Yes.
upstairs is doing this thing where it's literally sitting in the dock. It doesn't move, and it'll randomly turn off and say like, "Oh, you removed the memory card, so now it has to shut down." No one's even touching it, so it's
No,
definitely
yeah,
on its way out.
we saw
So-
that when we were there. I was like,
Yes.
oh, that's not good.
Right. Yes, I remember that. So yeah, it's a good time. Definitely a good time now to get the Switch too because of all of the games in general that are coming out for it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Ocarina of Time remake. Oh my God, that's my favorite
So
Zelda game. So
yeah,
I'm looking
so
forward to it.
it's probably number 3 on my list. Obviously, Link to the Past, is number one
Mhm.
with the bullet for me, for obvious reasons. And then Wind Waker is number 2. But this,
They're holding out on Wind Waker, Mark.
if I wish it wasn't so expensive, I probably have to figure out, if Uncle Vim would have
Hmm.
a Wii U thing to, figure out a way to get it on the Wii U that I bought off
Someone
Jonathan.
would probably have it, Mark.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Because I'm holding out hope, but that's part of the reason I bought the Wii U from Jonathan. The Ocarina is number 2 because number 3, because it was the first one that I beat on my own without watching somebody play beforehand, if that makes sense. My dad played a lot of Link to the Past, so I watched him play it a lot, before jumping in myself. So Ocarina, I got the gold cartridge, the special thing and all that, and beat it on my own. So it does hold a special place in my heart for that. I didn't realize how excited I would get for it until during that trailer when it hits the first note of the theme. I think it's a Song of Time, maybe. And when it does that little quick note and then continues the narration and it goes into the longer note, and I'm just like, oh no, I'm buying a Switch 2, aren't I?
Yeah.
For this.
I feel like so many people had that experience.
I was already on the fence,
Yeah.
especially when they said 2026.
Right.
But I was already on the fence because that Fire Emblem game looks really good. And I think I got to rewatch the trailer again. I think I might have found my Edelgard, which is part of the reason I didn't get the last one. I didn't really vibe with anyone that they showed off. But I was already on the fence about getting it for that. And then this popped up and I was just like, yeah, okay, we're doing this. And then, I'll just play a Revelation on there too, just for that. No. Final Fantasy 7. But yeah. The only thing, and we'll get your opinions on this. I like the look of Link, of the little bit they showed. Some people that I've seen watch it don't like it because it looks like it deviates too much from the N64 game, which again, outside of it just being a green piece of fabric on him because it's N64 graphic, I don't know. I don't know. I'm also a guy that loved the Link's Awakening remake look to it, so maybe I'm the weird one. But I don't know what you guys thought of the brief glimpse we got. And then I have a fun story about this trailer, watching other people.
Yeah, I didn't
think
have a
it's
problem
gonna
with
be
it.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I, as Tom knows, I watch it for you guys and do the video and on there. on YouTube and all that. And if we ever monetize, we would make no money off of those videos. But I go around, I watch everybody else just to see if I miss a vibe or get a little more information about a game or something. Just kind of check it out, which is why the God of War shit got all up in my business. It was watching Kind of Funny react to this, not to bring them up again, but they get to it and they show that little bit, and Greg Miller, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, basically goes, "That's all you're gonna fucking show?"
Yeah.
Like,
we needed more.
I was like, yeah, that's everybody's reaction to that.
Yes.
And then when 2026 comes up and he's like, and it's this year, like,
yeah,
why didn't you show us more? But yeah, why is that's all you're gonna fucking show?
that's
But
funny.
yeah, it was just, everybody basically had that reaction. Wow, it looks good, but why if it's coming out this year, why haven't they shown more? But I think I
did a double take with the release date. I was like, that can't be right.
Yeah, Maximilian Dude was like, see you in 2030 when it popped up, before it popped up. And then, he did the holy shit when 2026 popped up. But I'm assuming they're going to do a direct in like a month or two. That's just the Ocarina of Time remake. And that's why they didn't show any.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm extremely excited. I bought a whole new system for it. So
yeah, but we're gonna do too.
Yeah, I love that I love that you guys hit on like 2 of my top 4.
Yeah, I had a feeling we were probably gonna have mostly the same games, at least like 1 or 2.
I know I have one that's a little off the beaten path that might also be with Tom, but not as much as I'm going to be with it. So I'll go next, just to get that out of the way. Everything I'm reading about NCAA 26 is like music to my ears, like they've read my mind for what I want in the game. The way they're doing franchise mode, adding in like NIL stuff and now verbals where you can steal a prospect from another team if you lose. Like I was like, yeah, that has to be in there. Like if somebody verbals in like week 3, in real football, you still got like guys on the back channel sort of, still go get the can pull the prospect away. Yeah. So yeah, I'm absolutely in love with what they're doing there, and they're revamping the coaching system to make it a little more understandable and how it affects you and all that. So all that stuff, great. I think the thing that made me most excited was all the stuff they're talking about in terms of presentation. I have screamed for years on this podcast and probably previous podcasts is I don't know how a game that is made in the same like brand of EA understands like how to make atmosphere for games and things feel bigger than they are and have good broadcasts. And none of the other games under the umbrella know how to. Like FC FIFA has been for years. The crowds sing. They have like people cut in the middle talking about goals in other games, and literally go in the middle of doing their like, oh, there's a goal in this game, and if you go to almost score a goal, the play-by-play guy will cut the sideline reporter off and talk about your play. Like they have the presentation down in FC and all that. And I'm like, why hasn't Madden, NCAA, NHL, like going and go, hey guys, what do you do? How do you do this? Because it's the one thing they've been missing. I've been muting games for years that weren't, the soccer game, because it's like literally NCAA 25 never said a player's name at all. Like anytime you made a pass, it's like, oh, great catch by the receiver, And
well, they've always done that in all the NCAA games.
Yeah, but this one they made a big deal about getting the names and licenses, and they didn't say anyone's name outside of like the pregame stuff, Like, and it was like, and they did a little bit better in 26, but now they're doing, it's going to be dynamic. They say dynamic announcing, where if something happens in the first quarter and it becomes a story in the game, like if your running back is like getting a lot of yards, they stick with the storyline throughout the game. Or if somebody gets hurt in the first quarter or second quarter and the team starts losing, like they sort of follow along with your game. It's not like set dialogue, where they say the same things in bunch. They're supposed to be doing that. And they're supposed to be making a bigger deal when you get into rivalry games and, talk about past seasons, and, stuff like that. It'll talk about how good your coach has been, like sort of a lot of the stuff that they have on the periphery, but have never integrated it in to make it feel like it's everything, like FC has been for years. And then the main thing is it looks like it's not confirmed yet, but I think they may have like a college football playoff like show like they used to do for the March Madness games when they do the reveal that they'll talk about that stuff. I know a lot of this is like Jen is so quiet because she's so excited about this game as well.
Yeah, I can't contain myself, so I'm just muted.
No, I'm making a joke because I know this is why I wanted to go. This is like the off the wall thing. That is for, I mean, this is my nerdy thing. Yeah, so I'm so ecstatic about that. They might finally get the presentation right. And then they're also talking about Madden, which should be easier to do, in terms of that stuff. I'm probably not going to really play Madden because I don't really like Madden anymore. But if they up the presentation there, maybe I give it a shot. And then the one thing they're making a change, they're putting Joel Klatt in there, which is, again, Sicko's, deep cut for me, one of the announcers, as the color guy. And he's going to be much better than the Kirk Herbstreit has been in the games in the past. Hopefully it's not one of those things where they put an actual good announcer like in Gus Johnson in the game and didn't really understand what putting Gus Johnson in the game meant and muted him a lot. And then when he got excited, it didn't sound great. Hopefully they can figure out a way to make these people feel natural. I feel like anytime they put in somebody that has some kind of personality, EA fucks it up. Like when they had Mike Emmerich during the NHL games for like 4 years, and that his voice never did the Mike Emmerich thing of going up and like going to a very high pitch for big plays.
Hard to replicate.
It's hard maybe because trying to do that in a booth instead of in the moment is tough. But yeah, hopefully the presentation stuff was great. Me and Tom watched the announcement stream. That may have been the shittiest announcement stream that I have ever witnessed.
My God, it was so incredibly cringy. Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. It was one of those things where like, man, this could have been an email or a press release.
Yikes.
There was no reason to have it. And I kept joking the whole time that it was pre-recorded and they were just playing a video and nobody was actually there. They were like begging for a reaction from a crowd that didn't exist.
It was basically like they were in a room full of the people that would be play testing the game there, like influencers and stuff like that, and a couple of the athletes and the mascots were there. Some of them, because I think you can get the mascot game again. I think that's going to. But yeah, and then they would announce like it was very much like that. My friends are laughing just off the screen. Meme from Nathan Fielder. Because they would go, oh, our cover athletes are here. They're in the crowd. Let's hear it for them. And they didn't bring them up on stage. And I'm like, why? Just bring them up. And then like later, I think I don't know if I was still streaming at that point, but they did eventually bring them up to where that weird guy was interviewing everyone to talk, and they did not want to be there. those guys. And then Caleb Williams is at least a professional. So when he came up, he sort of, was able to PR his way through talking about Madden. But yeah, NCAA is the game. It comes out July 9th. I'm excited. I may not buy the early copy this year. I did last year to play it early. I don't think I need that. But it is definitely, it is my number 2. Ocarina's 1, obvious. But yeah, I hope that they pull it off because I feel like the two sports where you can do the most to make the game amazing based on atmosphere and traditions are soccer and college football. And they already do it with one, and I hope they can do it with.
I'm hoping they pull it off. All right. Jen, did we get your second game?
My second was Ocarina of Time.
Okay. And God of War was the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. My second one is Stuntman Hollywood. When that trailer came on, at first I was like, oh, it's a Fast and the Furious game. That's cool. Mm-hmm. And then they started doing like other franchises, and I was like, this has to be a Stuntman game. There's no way they could get these franchises and it not. I don't even know if it's going to be the franchises themselves, because in the old Stuntman games, it was like knockoff versions.
The funny thing is, Tom, I didn't realize this until like second or third watch of somebody watching this. All of the licensing and stuff, Fast and Furious, Knight Rider, Miami Vice, all of them are Universal products. Mm-hmm. And Universal's logo is on the trailer.
Okay, so they must have licensed through Universal.
I'm pretty sure they're going to get any Universal, license thing that they want because they might be publishing it or whatever. But yeah, that was. And it also reminded me how like iconic the Knight Rider.
Oh
Just
yeah,
from
for
just
sure.
from the opening beats, I was like, oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Driver games, and these games are kind of like the spiritual successor to the Driver games. So I always get excited when I see a new one coming out, and the fact that they are actually getting the licenses, that's even better because you're probably going to get to play scenes from said movies or TV shows. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And you know me, I like driving games, and this only helps. So I'm pretty excited. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on it, but it's okay if you don't.
I got very excited in the opening of that trailer for obvious reasons. Because the first car they show is Brian's car from Fast and Furious.
Yep. I knew
And I was
Mark
like,
would love it because it was the first thing was Fast and the Furious that showed up.
I was happy. I'll play this. I got excited, but I wasn't as excited as I thought it was going to be a Fast and Furious racing game or something like that. But yeah, it looks fun. It's weird that we're getting a lot of these PS2 games now because they're technically nostalgia because it's 20 plus
Mark,
years.
PS2 is 30 years old or something.
No,
at this point.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's like the meme. This game was very much the meme in my head of, what you think Mario Kart looked like 20 years ago, and it shows you the game on the Super Nintendo, and it's like what Mario Kart actually was 20 years ago, and it's Double Dash.
Or Wii at this point.
It might be the Wii at this point. I forget when I saw that meme, but it was funny. It was like, oh yeah, that's true. Like when I think of something 20 years ago, I'm thinking like the early to mid 90s. When it's actually the early 2000s. But yeah, I'm excited about this just because I want to see what it is. If it's a Game Pass thing, I might check it out, but I don't know if I'll buy it right away.
I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't usually play games like this, but I think it's really cool that it has all the movie vibes at the very least in it. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing about it and living vicariously through at least Tom.
Yeah.
Yes, I am pumped. So you'll hear about it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have two final things. The one off-topic thing I want to just bring up because we have to bring it up. I'll do that last. But the final game I have on my list is, I don't know if any of you got a chance. I watched some of the side stuff. Like I watched the Cozy Games. Jen, watch the Cozy Games stream. You're gonna enjoy a bunch of the games that are on there. It's a lot of farming sims and horror-esque games. Like it's good. But a lot of those games I didn't connect with. But then I watched the story heavy game, or story rich. It's the first time I'm ever doing this. And one of the games they had was a game called Burn 9, which is essentially, it's like a visual novel sort of spy, like Metal Gear Solid sort of thing, where you play the role of the person talking to the guy doing the sneaking mission, or woman in this case. And at the same time, you're trying to figure out that you might be part of a conspiracy or some kind of coup or something in the background. And it's like dialogue choices and getting different information. And it's played in that codec like look to it from Metal Gear Solid. It looks really good. I have a demo. I might play the demo for like a short stream or something, just to check it out with everyone. But yeah, that was a lot of the story rich games were a lot of detective point and click games, but this one stood out just because of the look of it. And obviously Metal Gear Solid is a game close to my heart. It's called Burn 9. It's supposed to come out this year, but there is a demo on Steam if you guys want. And I don't know, do you have another game, Tom? Or...
I have one and an honorable mention.
Okay, you finish those off because we have to talk about the biggest elephant in the room for Summer Games Fest.
So my third game is Nintendo Switch Sports Resort.
Nice.
I'm sure people are gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" Well, I don't know if anybody pays attention to like how expensive some games are. You can't get Wii Sports anymore for like a good price because everybody wants it. But I love that they're bringing back all of the original sports from Wii Sports to the Switch. I'm I've been waiting because when the first one came out, I was like, I don't like any of these sports. The only one that's missing right now, I think, did they say baseball was going to be in it? That's the
I
only
don't
one I
think
can't
baseball,
remember.
No.
But they've got golf, bowling, tennis, all the other ones that you would want to play that like I could get my 4-year-old to try. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped on this and the fact that they're actually bringing out the original sports. Like the other ones are cool, like ping pong and all that other stuff, but yeah, the fact that we get the original sports back is very exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just a sucker for like Wii nostalgia at this point, even though I only had like 3 Wii games. And the my honorable mention was TMNT: The Last Ronin, even though they didn't show anything.
Yeah.
I know the story of Last Ronin and it's awesome. So I'm hoping the game doesn't like suck because it looks pretty cool.
So
yeah, I mean it should be good. It's platinum, so yeah, it should be cool.
All right, so we held off long enough about it.
Okay, let's do it.
Tupac is in Stranger Than Heaven.
Sure is.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the point of this was. Like, I know, like, what is putting him in that game do? You know?
And it's getting even grosser the more that comes out. Like, I was having fun with it, and we basically that trailer happens, everything happens. Besides the fact that I don't know if they realized this, but they were like, there were many things to talk about as you've seen in this new trailer, and we got a special guest to come out and talk about it. And I was like, is Tupac coming out? Because if they reveal that Tupac is alive, I am pre-ordering this game.
Well, that was my joke, was Tupac alive confirmed.
Yeah.
On this ridiculous stream.
But it gets grosser the more you look into it. Mainly because they're going to do it with no AI, they say, which is they're just going to do the thing where you piece together like audio of him saying words.
And he's been in movies, so the fact they could chop up a good amount of stuff that he's said
and do that. But then it came out either the director or Snoop or somebody said the storyline in the game for Tupac is what would have happened if he didn't die.
Jeez.
And I'm like, that's even worse.
That's I don't know very weird.
I don't know how much I like that.
No.
Yeah. And I'm like, you guys just need to shut up about this and either take him out or just stop talking about it.
They're not going to take him out, so they just need to stop talking about it.
You haven't gotten the reaction online you think you should have gotten, because everybody is like so anti-AI and they're just going to assume you're doing AI with this. Which is the bullshit with another people that should shut up is the people making Crazy Taxi, the remake of Crazy Taxi. Those people need to shut up because they just keep digging deeper the hole with AI that they use in that game. So anyway, the AI made me think it out of. Like, those guys everybody just needs to stop talking about that team. But yeah, the fact that, and then you also find out that his likeness rights are like really weird and split up between like his family's got a trust, but it's also run by a music executive. And then also Snoop has something in it because of Death Row Records. And it's just like, it's really, at least to me, it is, and it seems like to you guys too, are really, really, really great putting him in this game. And I don't think I've watched at least 6 different things. Literally, I just went in to watch this moment for them. I didn't watch the full streams of 6 people. That's way too much time. And nobody had a positive reaction. Like, I think maybe I had a semi one, like going, oh, that's super weird. Sure. Like.
Well, that's the only reaction you can have is like, what are we doing? What is this?
I think they did a trailer after, that. And I think in the middle of that trailer, I was silent watching the trailer. And then they put Tupac in Stranger Than Heaven? I just said, like, out of nowhere. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, the problem with RGG is that a lot of people have left that seem to be the good decision makers for the studio, because everything since some of those people left, they've just been making like stepping on rakes, like Sideshow Bob. Because there's another dead guy in Stranger Than Heaven, and a Japanese actor who they're using his likeness, but someone's doing the voiceover in a different voice than him. They made some weird choices with the last Yakuza side stuff. that they did, and it's just like I'm worried this game could be really good, but I'm worried that the people that made all the Yakuza games good are gone, and these people are these are the people the people that left are probably the ones that told these people no on things, and now there's no one to tell them no. You know, from either a PR or a president, level. But yeah, this just highlighted the most because they thought they put Tupac in the game and then the crowd would explode. But I think some people actually booed them when they
it's just weird. Like,
yeah.
Is it necessary for him? Excuse me. Is it necessary for him to be in there? Like,
no, because I think Snoop gets a kickback and Snoop will do anything for money.
He's apparently the one that suggested it because I looked it up. I was like, what does Snoop Dogg have to think about this? But apparently he suggested it.
Yeah, he's got to get some kind of kickback for it because he's doing Death Row games or whatever. So we had to touch on that because it is, like I said, the grossest, weirdest moment in video games. Probably, I think the most recent grossest thing I can think of, which was a long time ago, was when they revealed Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5. And you're just like, Kojima, for you, that's even, like, because it was the scene where you get introduced to her when she's in the rain, and then like that skimpy outfit dancing around in the rain.
Well, what is Quiet thing? She breathes through her skin.
She breathes through her skin. Yeah, that's why she's got to be scantily clad. But yeah, so
yeah, the whole it's just,
it was good Summer Games Fest. That moment just was so weird and it stood out. But I'm excited for the games going forward. I don't know what I'm going to do in September because Control Resident. I forgot Control Resident. They announced so many games.
I was going to say, Mark, you didn't cover the one game you were looking forward to.
So many games, and I was trying to keep this as brief as possible.
It's hard,
but because I wanted to absolutely mention that Burn 9 game. Oh God.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out next year. Like this time last year, I was like, there's nothing coming out that I even care about. Like Forza was it, and nothing else was even remotely like interesting to me. But this year, so many things hit, and I was like, okay, gaming's back. I'm ready. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like they're redoing all of Halo 1's campaign. Also, there's that.
Yeah.
That's a whole podcast in itself. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and that just means we'll have a lot to talk about in the coming months, years. So
really quick, I didn't mention my number 3 game.
Oh, Jen, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I wanted to mention it because I think if my community, when they listen, they're going to be like, you didn't say it. I'm really excited for Alien Isolation 2 because I sort of famously played that on stream. And I'm looking forward to it because that game scared the hell out of me and the sound design was amazing. And that game was pretty old even when I played it. So I can only imagine how terrifying this new one's going to be. And there's no release date or anything yet, but at least it comes out on Steam. So I can actually, maybe I'll have to buy a new computer at that point. Who knows? But at least I don't have to be buying like an Xbox.
We'll get it working.
Yeah. We will.
Eventually we'll get it working.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, yeah, sorry about that, Jen. I didn't realize we missed
fine.
That. So yeah, like I was saying, lots of stuff to look forward to. Hopefully you guys will all stick around for that. Let us know what you're excited about on all our social medias. We're at Game Vault Pod on Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram. And if you are part of the TC Tam Discord channel, let us know in the gaming section. We would love to hear from you. But I think we're going to move on to our Retro Roulette game, and Jen is going to leave us. So thank you, Jen, for joining us.
Yeah, it was nice to be back.
And we need to do this more often. Well, we need to make sure we're all together more often. Let's be honest.
Agreed.
So look out for Jen on stream. She's at Roxy Foxy. She'll be streaming over there to do her dinosaur streams. So check that out.
Yes, apparently my new content.
And she'll be on the Game Vault channel when she does her Backlog Buster.
Yeah, be nice to me, people, or you're gonna get turned off in chat, and I won't be sorry about it.
All right, Jen. Thank you.
Yep. Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right, we're now going to talk about our Retro Roulette game this week, which was Hot Shots Golf 2 for the Sony PlayStation.
I
For anybody who's...
I
Go
will
ahead.
admit, I played this so long ago, I had to look it up your video to remember what game we played.
Well, it's been like a month
Yeah.
plus, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hot Shots Golf 2 came out for the PlayStation in 97 or 8 or something like that. But
Yeah, this is either 98 or 99 because Hot Shots Golf 2 was like early PlayStation.
yeah. So if you're listening to this from another country, you may know this as Everybody's Golf 2. I think that's what it's called now. I think that's what the series called is called Everybody's Golf.
Yeah. They haven't done it for Resident Evil.
It's just this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a goofy, fun golf game from the 90s that anybody could play. It did not require a ton of skill, which was nice. But Mark, where are you coming from with Hot Shots Golf 2?
Yeah, so I was obsessed with the first Hot Shots Golf. If you guys watched the stream, I told the story of I got unlocked everything, got really far. I think I was playing on like the second or third course you get, like Japan. I don't know if that's second or third in the first game. I had won tournaments on the first course and stuff. I was doing really well. I was having a good time. And then it was in a CD envelope full of games that either got lost or stolen at my mom and her boyfriend's house. And I lost that along with all of my Crash Bandicoot. Side note to that. So I was obsessed with it. I never played the second game. I think I was like too emotionally hurt to try the second game.
I get that.
So picking this up, immediately I understood the assignment with the game on how this is played and all that. There are a few changes. Obviously upgraded some stuff, and they tried to update the graphics so that it made some things worse, especially putting wise than the first game is, in terms of visually, not the actual act of putting. And the main thing about the Hot Shots Golf or Everybody's Golf game is it has this weird perfect mix of arcadey and simulation golf, because you can like put a spin on the ball, you can hit the percentage power, have the line, the triple tap golf thing that like even Tiger Woods and all had at the time, and you have all that, but then on top of it you have all these goofy characters who are doing probably semi-offensive stuff when you like dances and things like that. But it's a Japanese game in the 90s, so maybe it was all in fun, but it's a lot of things looking through a 2026 lens with some of the stuff, but that was the best part about it, is it, especially if you were alive back when this game came out and when the first game came out, the contrast between this and Tiger Woods a year or two later, when and their PGA golfs at the time, is made a huge difference. It was like the cartoony sort of fun, the voiceover, the nice shot, stuff like that made me want to keep playing the golf game. But when you're playing more stale like the PGAs were at the time, or even like I said, Tiger Woods tried to get a little weird later on. I think that's what made this game great, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I played like 4 or 5 holes, got a little bit better each time, still frustrated by the greens. I feel like they were easier to read in the first game. I'd have to download the first game, put the CD in my PlayStation 1 to play it, to see if I'm right or if I'm just having nostalgia goggles. And so I tangent off that. There was a guy on the couch at Giant Bomb during SGF stuff, working for Atari, and they're doing all those remasters and stuff like that for older games.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, we're making the games the way you remember them, not the way they actually were. And I'm like, that is a good way of thinking about when people say nostalgia goggles. Like, you remember this game looking a lot better than it actually did. And I'm wondering if that's in my head why I feel like the greens were better in 1 over 2. But overall, I had a lot of fun. It was fun getting better at the game, and I believe this has the level up system. Again, it's been a month. I don't remember like the first one did, where you can level up, your power and your accuracy or whatever and stuff like that. And it's just an easy, calm time. I mean, you can get frustrated as you did, a couple times with it, but it's not like, it's never boring, which is the problem with the simulation golf games at the time. But I did have a lot of fun with it. The game moves pretty quickly, especially because you're not waiting on like a computer person with you or something like that. It's just you going through it when you're playing single player. And yeah, I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said there. The greens are definitely hard to read. I don't know why. Like the putting seemed far more difficult than it should have been. I don't know why I was having some, but I mean, otherwise the game is great. I mean, there's so many unlockable characters that like it just makes the game playable on end. And I'm sure once you find one that you like, you usually stick with that person, but that doesn't mean you don't want to go unlock all the other ones, because I want to say there's like 12 characters you can unlock at least. So that makes the game, almost infinitely replayable until you get everybody unlocked. And the fact that a round goes like 30 minutes, I think that's perfect. Like jump in, jump out. It's a great pick up and play game, which we love here on the Game Vault. But yeah, I mean, it's not like some of the old games. Like, I don't know if you've ever played like Neo Turf Masters.
A little bit.
But if you start doing bad, like it just starts like trolling you the whole time. Or what was the other one? There was another golf game on like the Turbo Graphics that had somebody like, it was a pro, like just talk to you the whole time. Like if you sucked, it let you know that you sucked, which was always frustrating. Like, you sucked. I don't need somebody to tell me it was bad. But yeah, it's got enough humor, and it's got enough a good enough gameplay to get you through. And I really enjoyed the time I was playing it. So, and it's like I said, it's one of those games where you can pick it up, play it for 30 minutes. You can play it for 30 minutes. You can play it for 4 hours. It doesn't get boring because it's constantly changing depending on what course you're playing, the weather. Well, I like that the weather, it plays a pretty big part. Like usually golf games have pretty good weather, wind systems at least. And yeah, it's nice that you can upgrade characters and unlock characters and all that other stuff that usually comes with newer golf games. I feel like Hot Shots did a lot of the stuff before like PGA Tour and Tiger Woods did all this stuff. Like I loved in like 2005 and 6, like I loved Tiger Woods golf.
Yeah.
And this just made me realize why I liked it, because it did a lot of the stuff that game ended up using, which was nice.
Yeah, and it had the better triple tap system, which is it's on the bottom of the screen and not like that pictures thing from the MLB 2K games, the show games. Yes, I like the meter at the bottom instead of the half circle.
I agree. I don't like the circle. Just give me the bar. I like that way better. All right, Mark, let's give it a score.
Yeah. So I'm going 3.5 out of 5. It plays well. It's a good, if we do the math on it, it's a good 7 out of 10 game. It does the golf well. The wind effects work well. Some of the hazards in terms of trees are hard to read. Times when I thought it would be hard for you to get out, you kind of just hit the ball through the tree.
And other times it just went directly into the tree.
Yeah, it was like the hitboxes for the trees was weird. But yeah, I didn't see any of the other courses outside of the ones. I don't know if this is like Hot Shots Golf, the original, where you get, once you win a tournament on a course, you get to unlock another course or something. But this one had a lot of fun little challenges in terms of the way they were set up. It had the famous like island green, where it's surrounded by a whole bunch of water, and it's a par 3. The classic, golf game thing. Even though I think that type of thing only exists on like one course in the United States, and that's it. But yeah, overall, the triple tap system is the best way to do it. I think a lot of the newer golf games are getting back to that. I do like the newer PGA 2K golf games, and the Masters one from EA was pretty decent. So it was nice going back to when arcade games weren't just, they feel like they're dumbed down nowadays. This felt like it still had the simulation on top of the craziness. And, that's why it's 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to give it a 3.5 as well. There's a lot of things the game did good, and there's very easily frustrating things that the game also does. I think in the hour that I played, I did well for like the first half of the holes, and then all of a sudden it fell off a cliff just because of one bad like putting incident and or hitting a tree that I couldn't see. It was, it just, there was little things here and there that was annoying enough to where I would have rather done, I would have been happier if I could have like seen something, if that makes sense. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Overall good game. If you have a PS1 or way to play PS1 games, I think this also came out on the PSP, or a version of this came out on PSP. But yeah, I would recommend it. It's a good golf game. If you're looking for something to play on a Sunday afternoon, get you through an hour, this will do it. All right, Mark, it is time to spin the wheel.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Mark, we've got something which I can't believe we haven't done. We've got a Need for Speed game. We're playing Need for Speed High Stakes for the PlayStation 1.
You're doing something for you.
Something for me. I've been, as many of you know, I'm a racing game fan. I've been a Need for Speed fan since the beginning, and I cannot believe we have not got this on the show. So I'm interested to see how Mark and Jen take another racing game, especially this one. So I will be playing this. If you're listening to this, I'll be playing this the next Monday for Retro Roulette. So come on out and join us for that, and let us know what you think of Need for Speed High Stakes. Mark, is there anything else you would like to bring up before we go?
Yeah, so you're hearing this next week. I may be done Bond. Who knows? I'm going to be playing it all weekend, essentially, and it's only like a 12 to 15 hour game, and we're about hour 4 into it, 4 or 5. So there's a good chance I could be done it by the time you hear this podcast. If not, look for it this week. It's probably going to be Endgame, so if you haven't played it yet, you might want to hold off for spoiler reasons. But yeah, the main thing is there is a good chance that we might be doing a new game on Saturday. Because I might finish Trails in the Sky before you hear this podcast, second chapter. Worst case, if we don't start the new Saturday game, I might just do like a special stream for something. Maybe we play some of the demos I downloaded on Steam or something like that. But yeah, look out for that. And then I got to choose my next game, coming up for once we get done with Bond. So look out for that. I might, if I end up getting it anytime soon, and depending on timing, maybe with my Switch 2 coming in, maybe we play Star Fox if I get that for stream. But who knows? I don't know. I got to figure out. It's got to be something like, that we have to make a choice in September as well. I have to pick one of those games to be the stream game and one to not be. I think Control is going to be a me game. I don't think I'm going to play that with you guys. Sorry.
It's understandable.
But there are a bunch of other games coming out. Maybe the Castlevania game that's early October. Maybe that's the one we do. But yeah, just look out. A lot of games are coming out. We're going to be doing a lot of things for the channel. Trying to get everything up on YouTube there. I think I'm going to start doing like short video reviews for like the games I play, like 007, maybe Trails. Maybe I do it for any game I finish. I do a short little video of my thoughts and up there just to sort of have that, maybe just add more stuff to the channel. We'll see. It just comes down to how much time I have in editing time. But yeah, we're looking to do some minor, stretching of content here on the channel. And I'm excited, now that I have a new system to add new games to for potential playing. And one thing to tie this whole thing together, Ocarina is not going to be played on stream. Just to let you guys know.
That's fine. I will not be playing Final Fantasy VII Revelation on stream.
I will not either.
Not until at least I beat it the first time.
Yes, I will not either. And look forward to in 2027. We will have another spoiler for everything at that point.
For everything, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be, this is the time of year. This is the reset. SGF, E3 time, Keigh3, whatever you want to call it. This is my favorite time of the year. We can set up stuff for the next 6 to 8 months, sometimes a year in some cases, out of content for us and just things. And this is where we can, if we want to start incorporating new things, this is the time to do it because we'll have a lot of content. We'll have a lot of things for content. If we want to add some things, it's not like the Drex of like when there's one or two games coming out. We're going to have like handful of games coming out over the next few months to work in. So it's exciting.
It is exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Got a lot of fun stuff coming down the pipe. So hope you all stick around. Join us on our socials at Game Vault Pod, like I said before, on Threads, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Catch our live streams on twitch.tv/GameVaultPod and catch up on all our old playthroughs on youtube.com/@GameVaultPod. So thank you all for joining us. Hopefully we will see you on stream. And for Mark and Jenny, I am Tom, and we will catch you guys in the next one.